The true schmucks are back. How you doing? Uh,
Yeah.
I try to wake up super
Mm.
fat. We're including, like a lazy Saturday. Enjoyed a nice game. Been a little bit slower than normal. Luis has been keeping the channel on a survival mode, I guess you could say, with this exciting new fantasy football, which I
Yeah.
seem to fuck up because I save my squad and then it doesn't upload and then it like screws me up. So I don't know. This thing's
It's
rigged.
because you're 40 going 60, bruv.
Could
You're
I do?
not.
I push the button. The button looks okay on my screen. I go do my shit, and then a few days later, I look. I'm like, that's not my team. Jeez, I merda.
I don't know what phone you got, but you got to press the little save button on the top.
I thought I pressed the save button, but whatever. Anyways, hello, homeless man and Mario.
Oh,
Hello,
just
Zach. How
driving.
you doing?
You know what's fucked up? I like this guy's pictures on Instagram just to be nice. I'm just gonna stop fucking.
He's got beautiful photos. He's got
But
beautiful.
every time, like, fuck. Look at Jake. He let 3 goals in today. What a bitch.
Yeah. You know, who also let 3 goals in today. Gil Vicente.
Yeah.
Uh, my God, what a holy
Yeah,
gosh.
to be honest, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we gotta get Cynthia back on sooner or later.
Yeah, it seemed to be on Wednesday, man.
Yeah, probably. I
Yeah,
oh yeah, for fantasy time. That's not a
yeah,
bad
man.
idea. Oh,
We'll
yeah,
get a little
this guy
fantasy
has a
going with
schedule. He's
Cynthia,
got
man.
a schedule going on and everything.
Yeah.
So I was kind of trying to figure out how we do this because we basically watched all the matches, talked about doing shows, and then a combination of life kicks in, which is normal, and we haven't really done a full proper show. So we're back again because I think we did a we're back episode in the preseason, and then we missed a bunch of them. So today was Gil Vicente, but I don't know if we want to do like a very high level without making this a hour long plus marathon.
Fucking 2 a.m. and I'm like, guys, I need to go to sleep, man.
We're gonna go one by one of each of the starting 11 players,
Both
starting with the
teams.
Super Tasa. Um, but it's a lot, man. So I'll keep it quick. Let me just go right to the bullet point. Super Tasa, Benfica campeão,
Oh,
2-0 at Sport. We're feeling like $1,000,000. We go against Boavista, which we, if you don't look at the scoreline, had a pretty good match, but 3-2. Unfortunately, to shit the bed in the home opener. And in my mind, when I saw that, I was going to look up the stats because I'm pretty sure in the last 20 years, the home opener for Benfica, it is literally a crapshoot. I think if you pick any match day to bet against Benfica, it's that home opener. Last 20, 30 years, I think we've dropped more points in that match day one than I think any other match day cumulative if you add up all the years.
You almost want to lose that game. Almost like there's like I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got like a little click or something in my head, and I'm like, if I don't know, if I win, I'm like, oh, this is a bit different, isn't it? Winning the first game is a bit different. You almost want to lose it, which you don't, but there's something in your head telling you that.
Yeah, it was a good little wake up call, right? And then we go Estrela Amadora. I love their kits, man. Their away kits, they're sick.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
cool,
2-0, good game. And then Gil Vicente 3-2 is what we win with. And throughout that time period, a lot of drama, a lot of the transfer market things of sort. Gonzalo Ramos is gone, which we kind of had a hunch that might happen. We weren't too sure if it would happen. Odd little transfer. We won't spend too much time on it at the end of the day. Good luck to you. Hopefully, if you get all the cash they deserve. I think the deal is structured in such a way because we really don't need the money this season, so we see the money next season. So it does reduce the need to sell next year. And it's almost like insurance in the bank that if you needed extra cash, is there.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on this stat. Like, so
That's a good stat, actually.
after today, like I didn't know about that stat, but like just thinking about it, like 3 games, 5 goals conceded. Even though we got a clean sheet in between, like it's still. I wouldn't say I'm not worried, but I'm concerned. Let's put it that way. Like, obviously, we've been changing keepers. We haven't found like our main keeper. I guess Odie is not anymore. I don't think.
Yeah.
But but you still have Otamendi is still there. I guess we've lost our left back. There's a few changes. I do not like Ousens as a left back, but
I like the stat. No, it's a good point, man.
True.
Like first match, we lost 3 goals because he 3 goals when he saves in the net. maybe that's the one. Let's maybe start with that. Though, Odysseus, the keeper situation, because if I was to summarize the last couple of years of the show, because Odie's been here just a few years, I think in general you'd say the first season of Odysseus, we're kind of excited with him. Not the best keeper we had, but you know what? Not a bad keeper. Good, shortstop. And with a little bit more experience, he should improve. But it just feels like over the years he has not improved. If anything, he kind of regressed back. Like on the one-on-ones as a shot stopper, great keeper, but left a lot to be desired. And with time and experience, sometimes keepers with age get better. It seems like Odysseus did the opposite. That's my take on it. Like not that he fell off and he was the next Pharrell. He just wasn't good enough.
Just stayed there. Yeah.
If you look at the last bucket of goalkeepers last 20 years, you'd probably shoot down Varela, which he was a bad keeper. And people will talk about that. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. He was a bad keeper. But Odysseus was not your top 3 keepers. Top 4, no, not even. Last 20 years. He just wouldn't be considered top 5 even. In the last 10, 20 years. It's just he was a guy that was left you wanting more. Yeah. We signed an interesting individual that I'm curious to see after today's match if he will get minutes or not. But Samu also, he had done really good last season in the B team, was exciting. Preseason let in some rough goals, but a decent keeper nonetheless. And I think the last match prior to this, the match against the Stilla, there was a point in time when there was a nice long ball that the Stilla guy was going to get, and the balls on Samu see that from a distance, run it, beat him to the ball outside the box, the way he rushed it, is something Odie wouldn't do. But it's tough. It's tough. And so let's maybe look at the 2 goals today. I think, the first goal, I got a feeling Odie would have saved that, to be honest. On that first goal that we conceded. The second goal is a little bit tough because he shot, low right at the wall, and the wall split open last second. That's a tough shot to save. It still was within his body range, but that's not an easy one. I think the wall let him down there.
Yeah, no, that for me, the second goal is definitely the wall's fault. If you place the wall there, you're not expecting him to split. Just jump up, don't jump sideways.
Yeah, the way it was a perfect split, and on a replay, it's very hard to see, man.
And their first goal for me, again, people are gonna hate me for this, but everybody's just standing back. Everyone is just waiting for the shot to be taken. You have Antonio there. Otamendi is the only one that sort of goes for it. He misses it. The ball bounces around, and you got Antonio sort of waiting for the shot to be taken. And then you got Augens in no man's land, but he shouldn't be there in the first place. Bar's nowhere to be seen, but he's a right back, so I'm guessing he's out on the other side. It's one of those where everyone is at fault,
Yeah, and also if you look at the range, how close he was to the net.
Yeah.
He was inside the box,
and he does touch
with
the
2
ball,
players right there, turns around and bam, hits it.
Yeah.
And that's a tough shot to save, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd still, if after today, you ask me, do we bring Odysseus or keep the kid? I keep the kid, because Odysseus also, lacks a shitty attitude. It's been very publicly made that when Schmidt decided to say, okay, I'm going to give someone else to start today, he threw a fit and refused to do anything.
Is that true, though? Is that true?
Supposedly it's been confirmed. All these 3 keepers warm up before the match in the stadium. Odie didn't come out. And that's simple, right? So it's at the end of the day, he was either kicked off the team hard, and Schmidt isn't one just for shits and giggles. He wouldn't just kick him off the team. He'd be like, okay, you're going to ride the bench this match. He does that to players. But to be kicked off the team, you did something stupid. And so the guy thinks he's a god, thinks he's Ederson, thinks he's Oblak, thinks he's the untouchable,
so far from
guy.
That, man.
And so to me, no one's bigger than Benfica. And so Odysseus thinks he's bigger than Benfica. That's fine. He can go screw himself. So that at the end of the day, I would, if let's say we play Samu again, if the poor kid is not doing well again, if Sam's struggling and he's just not the right guy, then we play the Ukrainian. And if the Ukrainian is the right guy, we hit the transfer market. Because if Odysseus thinks he's bigger than Benfica, I don't think.
I was about to say this. We need to see the Trubin, right? Because I'm sure Schmidt has seen him in training, and everyone's seen him in training, but we, the fans, haven't seen him. I personally don't know if he's any good. I've never watched him play.
That's all we know. He's a giant.
But Samu's quite big too.
That's true.
I know Samu is better at catching the ball than Odie. The feet, I'm not sure. Samu did score a goal from his own penalty area,
Yeah.
A bit lucky, but that's a fact.
Yeah.
When it comes to catching balls, I know Samu is better than Odie. Trubin,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No,
I
I know
do.
very little about him. Um,
I agree with Fernando a little bit. I think Samu would be perfect for that second goalkeeper. It's perfect. His first year as a second goalkeeper comes plays and owns the goal in the Portuguese Cup. Maybe a few of the group stages. You know, like if you've won the game and let's say the fourth team, like because obviously the fourth last. You don't need to win that game. You put him in for the second half or something. It's a perfect first year for him. But to come in like that straight away, he's nervous. You can see he's a little bit nervous, but sometimes that works. Odie, I don't know, man. I don't know if the things that was said in the media is true. If it is true, for me, you would not touch the goal again. It's as simple as that. I don't care who you are and stuff Trubin, never heard of the guy before we signed him, so I can't really have an opinion on a guy that I've never seen. Although I don't think today, and let's go back to the game today, I don't think any of the goals were fully his fault. Not if I go back to the Boavista, come on, they had 3 shots on target, brother. They had 3 shots on target. They scored 3 goals. It's just frustrating to have that sort of stat. If you're a goalkeeper and you go home and you go, these guys had 3 shots on me and I fucking let them all in.
Yeah, no, it's as you were chatting, I was kind of curious.
Yeah,
So Samu is actually he's pretty much identical height to Odie. I think there's 2 centimeters shorter, and Trubin is 10 centimeters taller than Odie actually. So he is a little bit bigger. But I'm in the same boat. I just
size does matter
see a
sometimes.
Monster of a man, but that's all I know about him. I also do wonder, and this is. I think that role is something that you need to be a bit of a general. You need to be a bit of a warrior. You got to control your box. You got to communicate. No offense, the guy's from Ukraine. Can he turn around and speak Spanish or Portuguese to Otamendi or Andre Silva? He can speak English probably. I hope he can. I don't know how well he can do English or not.
Yeah,
maybe that one, but Oba and things of the sort. But I do wonder if the fear is like, they're doing training. How's that communication going, right? So
I think it needs some more time. I think it's like if I had, let's put it this way, right? I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think if you have a player, and going back to Samu, that has been in Benfica for how long he has been, and a player like Odie that has also been there for that, it's not right for someone to come in and just take that spot because he knows the players. He knows how the team plays. He knows the Liga. He knows the teams that we're playing against. Like, it's, but I also, at the same time, man, put him in for half an hour. I know it's really weird to change the goalkeeper because it changes dynamic and stuff. I get that. But how else are you gonna You're gonna wait for the cup to come along? Are you gonna play him in the Champions League? I mean, it's hard. Only someone that has been in watching him in training can say, look, this is the keeper that should play right now. And if Roger believes that Samu is the one to play right now, I have to trust him. But at the same time, I have to hold him responsible if things go wrong. I have to turn around to Schmidt and say, you are there, you're watching 3 keepers train, and you chose Samu. He is not performing, so it's your fault. It's same thing with Ausnes and Ristic. I know we're changing the subject a little bit, but if I'm a left back, a natured left back, if I've been signed to play left back, and my left and the player that plays left back with me is injured, automatically I think this is my shot. I'm not only not playing, I'm not being chosen to even play for 10 minutes. Now, I'm either really rubbish and I should leave, and the coach should get a left back, or something is wrong. For me, it's like if Ristic is not going to play as a left back, then sell him, loan him out, do something with him, because when is Ristic going to play? Because realistically, if he's not playing now, he's never going to play. That's, I don't understand. I like the guy. I think he deserves a chance. But if I'm adapting players when I have a player to play that position, then what's the point? I'm surprised he hasn't tried Ausnes in goal, bro.
That's what Ross said in the chat. It's It's Auschwitz. It's one of these odd
Oh yeah, I
ducks
see it.
where,
So yeah.
yeah, no, he's one of these odd ducks where, my heart of hearts, I want a proper fullback. He's not a proper fullback. And at the same time, I've seen way worse on our fullback situation. I believe Auschwitz is better than Adrian Almeida, and Adrian Almeida got way more minutes. I'm just saying. I got that one goal that we got there with Rafa. Auschwitz played a really good part in it. He's a good player. I think it's an odd kind of thing that he has. I agree with you though. But if I'm I played against, what is it? Jurczyk, right? I can't pronounce his name correctly, right?
Jurczyk, yeah,
Yeah,
Jurczyk,
he played against Boavista. Benfica lost against Boavista, and that's it. He lost his spot. So he started, and then that would kind of make me, if I was a player and I've been training.
I think he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. He did get a knock.
I think he's injured.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to the other guy, at the end of the day, if you're a trained fullback and you're not getting minutes, and a guy that's not a fullback is getting minutes, may have not a fit for the squad, right? At the same time, if it was Ba got injured, Auschwitz would be on the right. If all of a sudden we had no center backs and we needed a backup center back, Auschwitz would be there.
Yeah.
If we needed an attacking mid, he'd be there. There's something about Auschwitz. Like I swear, if Otamendi wasn't the captain, that man's getting the captain's armband. I don't know what it is. There's something that's going on in training. There's something going on between him and Schmidt that clearly he's his, like, if Schmidt's like, if one man on the field is me, it's that man, because no matter what's happening, that man has to play on behalf of Schmidt. And he does well, man. I think he does well. I just, at the same time, I'm longing for, you have like Ba on the right side did amazing. Grimaldo had such a great season last year. You kind of were excited about that lineup. You're hoping, okay, we're losing Grimaldo. Hopefully someone steps up. And Auschwitz playing fullback to me is okay in the situation where you need like a plug-in, a backup, someone's injured, whatever, but not as your regular fullback. Like, it feels like a really lacking, especially with on the left with him. He's not like that high-paced, dynamic type person. And then we had on the left also. And like before, when we had like a fast winger on the left, let's say you had Rafa or someone else on the left, then you have Grimaldo on the left. You have this pace, this connectivity, and these guys are not connecting at the same level, right?
I'm glad you said that, because for me, it's like I don't know if you share the same opinion, but when Schmidt signed for Benfica, I remember this like very like attacking football. Everybody's running forward. Everybody's like, the opponents can't breathe. And with Auschwitz, you don't get that. In a way, I understand. Like if you want to keep the ball, you want to have Auschwitz in, because that's all he does. He'll go to the byline and come back on himself and go back all the way if he has to.
He hustles, yeah.
But that's not what I want from Benfica. I want Neres. I want him to go there and just break someone's ankles. And if he miss and if he fails, and if he fails, he fails. But he tried. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's Auschwitz will go. Hey, you know what? That pass is too risky. I'm gonna go back. And I'm guessing from a coach perspective, that's better, because you're not losing possession. But then again, you're not crossing the ball. You're not like there's
the one-on-ones. The one-on-ones. I think that when you said
exactly.
Neres, all I think with Neres, even today, he had that moment where it was like one-on-one, and he walked through the players somehow.
What, on the byline? Like,
right on the line. He keeps it in play, runs in, and he's in the box.
He's done it.
No, he's not, and he gets through. Yeah. And the amount of times he does that, where it's like, Salvio. You see that all the time.
He reminds me a lot of Salvio. Yeah.
And I think the only difference between Neres and Salvio is, I think more often than not, Neres still gets the ball when he makes that run. Salvio used to lose it a lot more. Yeah, but I love those runs.
But when he got it,
Neres, like, most of the times he actually does make a lot of these runs, and they make it work. And then maybe the cross or the low pass, whatever. But at the end of the day, he does his bit. And it causes one hell of disruption and chaos for the defense.
And if we're talking about chances today, like, I know it's 3-2. No, I don't want to take anything away from Gil Vicente, but like, we could have scored so many goals. Like, there's Rafa shooting and the ball hits Ba on the way in. Rafa over the net. There's a shot from Neres that hits a player. Like, those are bottom corner. Like, these are going in. The keeper's got no chance, Yeah. We could have easily got like a 3-0 or even a 4-0. Actually, a 3-0 or a 4-1. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But no, I mean, again, I I think it
I
was a
would
good
say though,
game.
like you look at shots on target, both Benfica and Gil Vicente had 7 shots each.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I think the one thing I'm nervous, and it's not to pick on the keeper, it's less on the keeper. It's more about there's something off. I don't know if it's because Cox is a newer player. I do like what I'm seeing from Cox, but at the same time, our opponents are having way more opportunities than they probably should outside of our box or getting into our box. Like I just feel like far too much is happening on that end, and I think Tino today had a great game. That's the thing. Like I'm watching these, I'm watching. That's the problem. I am actually kind of struggling when I'm watching these games where I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, Austin is always going to be playing. That's Schmidt's guy. I thought we'd have a fullback playing, so I was worried that Tino wouldn't get minutes as much. And so all of a sudden Tino started. I'm like, oh, this is kind of good. Okay, fine. Austin's on the fullback, Tino starting, and I'm like, man, it's gonna be hard for Tino to get like starting minutes. But he had some great plays, some great
Really?
passes. He had I think the first half he had a great first half. Go ahead, yeah.
For me, you should have, and this is where people are like, oh, but yeah, I thought you said you didn't like him. No, I like him. I want to see a lineup where you have Tino, you have Ausnes, and you have Koksu in the middle, and you got Neves. If you need some goals, you need to, put that pace. Hey, sit Koksu out for a game. I don't mind. Like, he's only just joined. Like, he can rest. And then you have Neres, Di Maria, and Rafa, and up front you can have whatever you want. Not Cabral. Get Musa in and stuff. Like, let Cabral adapt
Actually,
to the team.
I wanted to ask you that. We've seen a little bit of juggling there.
It's a fucking appalling, man, I tell you.
Yeah, the Cabral guy.
Oh, right. He reminds me of, I forgot. Swazu. It reminds me of Swazu, mate.
Yeah.
And I was so young when and the thing is,
That's
it's
Kiki
funny.
Flores. I remember
They both played in Italy before they joined Benfica.
And it seemed like it would be a big impact. And everyone talked a big game, big impact player. He's a decent guy.
That. And they just a good chance right earlier on. I can't remember exactly. I was like, all right, okay, that was good. All right, let's go. Oh, the header. You know what, the header? And the keeper gets his foot to it. I was like, nice, yeah, this could work. And that was it. And then Musa comes in and he's like, yeah, this is easy. Just turn around and shoot, mate.
If I'm Musa, I don't know, man. Musa's got to start the next game. I just personally, that guy, I know he had the bad luck with the card against Boavista. I know it was whatever.
That's lucky. It happens. Shit happens.
Shit happens. Whatever. It is what it is. Kind of. But to me, it's like every time this guy. Remember Raul Jimenez?
Yeah.
The super sub. The super sub. The guy he would come in and always score. Like I think we were stacked. We were stacked with strikers, and it's like it was hard for him to get minutes. But he'd always come in. And Musa's
but that's that thing. Like the goal today, if you look, if you watch the entire game, how many times did Cabral have a chance to shoot? João Mario and Ausnes have a chance where both of them have the ball on their right foot, and they sort of pass to each other. It's like, man, just shoot. And that's exactly what Musa did. He has his back to goal, right? He has his back to goal, and he's like, I'm just going to turn around and shoot this. And he might have skied it. He might have skied the entire thing. Like, what are you doing? But you're a striker. Yeah. Your position on the pitch is called striker because you're supposed to strike the ball, mate. Turn around, shoot, gets lucky on a rebound, and scores. That's done. Close the game. Very nice. Then the free kick came, and I guess some people got scared a little bit. I wasn't here because I'd gone to get food, so I didn't feel anything.
I guess the way you have it, you have Cabral on the pitch for I believe it's almost because of the extra time in the first half, he gets almost 70 minutes on or so of playing time. They had Casper in the 63rd minute when they got swapped out, right? Yeah. So Cabral had one shot. Casper had 0 shots. Musa comes in the 90th, 1 shot, 1 goal. Then you kind of go, okay, let's go big because we're covering a couple things. So Estadil, I'm looking at the stats right now. So look at Estadil game. You have Cabral. I think Cabral against Estadil had quite a bit of chances. And not Estadil, sorry, Estrella.
Sorry, I was like, what's Estadil? What is that?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cabral had 3, 1 shot on target, 2 shots on target, 1 shot off target, right?
Yeah.
And he started that game, and I think he was a bit unlucky not to score.
Yeah.
And that's the game where technically Musa was serving a suspension. But Casper came in the 78th minute, right away, bang, a goal, right? That was good on him.
Yeah.
And then Boavista was the opposite. Boavista was Musa. That was an odd game because at the end of the day, Musa got the card. So I'd say a shit game by him. Did Cabral play that game at all? I think he came in the dying seconds. No,
I don't think he did at all.
no, he didn't.
No.
He didn't. No, we
I
tried
don't
holding the result and it blew up. Yeah, never mind. So I don't know, man. I would say go back, try Cabral. The thing, Casper, interesting, right? I'm also curious about him. Like, maybe give
try
him a
Musa.
start. You try Musa first?
Musa, right? Again, people hate me for this. I don't have this like obsession. Let's not say obsession. Let's just say I don't have this like
love affair.
This thing for
Sheldrup
or what things.
Casper.
I'm not saying they're not good, Casper. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not good. I just don't think they're players Benfica right now. You know, I don't think there are players Benfica right now. You know,
I'm curious for Casper. I'm curious to see more of him, and I actually, you know what? I'm curious to see more of both of them. It's where's the opportunity? To me, I think Casper will likely have the easier time getting opportunity because if Cabral is not getting it done, if Cabral's not getting it done, and he's not 110% confident on Musa, Casper likely will get more minutes. Sheldrup is the one that's aquele gajo está fudido, in my opinion. He seems like an exciting player. I like the potential this kid has. Yeah. You got Neres on the bench. Neres going to play. Neres should start, not be on the bench. But at the same time, if you tell me that Neres isn't starting and we're going to get Sheldrup to start over Neres, there's something wrong. Di Maria, I just want to touch on this. All these guys that are whatever, they hate Benfica for whatever reason, or people that like to shit on what we do. We signed Di Maria like, oh, he's old. He's got nothing left in the tank. He ain't going to play full 90 minutes for you. He's this and that. You go back to all the games from the Supertaça to so far, Di Maria's a goddamn animal. He is the MVP from a stat standpoint for this match. Going to Amadora. Same thing. He was tied as the main guy for that one. Boavista, it was Rafa, then it was Di Maria second. And if you go to the Supertaça, but the guy just runs. Today he like tracked back, helped with the defense. Like the guy has like so much energy.
Left, right. Like
like his plays, the plays he's doing 1-on-1. It's like the stuff with Neres to do 1-on-1. Di Maria does it at a way higher level.
When
the crosses, the tracking back, everything, man. And he's now our PK taker, and I'm okay with him taking João Mario's spot as a PK taker.
Honestly, when that happened, I was like, fuck it out. This guy comes in and goes, yeah, get out. I got this now, bro. Yeah. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah, I got this. It was funny because João Mario got he got fouled. It was a PK. There's no debate on the PK. And the camera's on João Mario and this and that, and the penalty. They keep showing João Mario. And I'm so goddamn used to seeing João Mario take the penalty, and the camera keeps showing João Mario. Okay, I got a little penalty, and there's Di Maria. Hey, side part of the game.
Like, what?
I'm like, he's the guy who took last PKs also, right? So it's it's good. I like it. So how good Di Maria is, he is not getting benched. He's barely ever going to get subbed. If he does, it might be for a couple minutes like you saw today. Hopefully they rotate him. They don't burn him out because, I don't want his legs to get tired out. But I think Sheldrup, he's going to have a hard time getting – I think Casper's way more chance.
My only thing, and this, I hate saying this, and I almost hate putting that idea out onto the universe, but how long do you stay on the bench knowing that you just have to be playing? That's my issue, because the only reason Neres is in the bench right now is because of the way that Benfica is playing. Very calm, very constructive. Let's build something out of this. And then if it works, great. If it doesn't work, we need Neres, right? Yeah. If it works, Neres will always come in. Unless it's like 3 or 4-0, and you think, you know what? Let's not get him tired. I almost want Neres to have a knock. I almost want Neres to think or feel like I'm not starting because I've had this issue and I might get injured. So he's protecting me. Because I look at Ajax. I watched Ajax against I forgot what they played now. Fuck it. I watched Ajax. They could do with the Neres. And for me, is how long does it take them to think, hey, they probably won't ask for much, and we can win the European trophy, And I don't see Neres saying no to Ajax. Let's put it this way: he loves Benfica and stuff, and he's doing all this like stuff with social media. But if Ajax comes in and goes, hey, you know what? Come back home. You're a strong starter. He won't say no, and I won't blame him for it because he's not starting for us. and he deserves to start. I'm sorry, man. Like, come on. When you're coming in and you're lighting up the bloody game like that, I honestly hope he's got some sort of knock, or Smith has said, look, the only reason I'm not starting you is because I'm protecting you. Even if he's lying. Even if he's lying,
Whatever he's
I
got to
hope
say.
there's
Yeah.
something there, I hope he doesn't say, you're not playing because I'd rather play João Mario. You look at João Mario and think, what? You're right, mate. Like,
Yeah,
what's
no,
going on
and
here?
that's the thing. I think João Mario last year, give the man his due, had one of the best seasons ever of his career.
Yeah.
But it's tough, man. And here's a couple good points actually. I think once we get to Taça Portugal, we get to more rotation. I do
Yeah.
hope, like, we got the talent. If we rotate, these kids are good. I hope that happens. I really
Yeah.
think it is. So there's some good points. I think there's a lot of rumors that popped up. Was it this week or last week? But about Neres going because he's not happy about not being the starter, and it was like a couple like reputable reports of such and such, and right away on
Yeah.
social media, Neres comes out with Benfica
Sure.
about how good he is and shit, right? So I think Neres is fully on board for this season. I think that's good. I do think one thing I want to go back on one comment that was made. I don't know. I originally I was kind of a fan of Gedge getting another loan. We don't need it. I like Gedge. Don't get me wrong,
Hey,
but it's a loan. We don't own the player. And
I was about to
at the end of
say,
the, yeah, go. Sorry, again.
if he's happy to sit down on the bench and say, look, you came in for a loan, he got injured. Whether you recover here or the Wolverhampton, you're just recovering and you're
Yeah,
there. You're an option because it's really good to have a player like Gedge. Like, we talk about
on the
depth.
locker room and
Yeah.
kind of like a
Yeah.
Benfica.
And just a player that is happy. Look, I'm going to go at the end of this season. I might go back to the EPL. I might even get like sold from Wolverhampton to like a Spanish league or whatever. I'm chilling for this year. It should happen. I got injured. I couldn't really like promote myself in that sort of way, but I'm here. So hey, if this or that player get injured, or if there's a place for me in the cup, I understand. If not, and I'm fully fit in January, see me back in January. But for now, I'm here and I'm chilling. If that's the case, great. If he wants to play, then he needs to make a decision whether because I would not. Here you go. Look, see, he says, would you bring back Gedge? I think Gedge is here now, right?
No, it's not. It's not official yet.
It's not official. I thought it
No,
was
it's
already
not.
here.
I think he was doing some recovery in Portugal, and I think that's a rumor. I think the Sheldroup situation is, and I agree with the point that was made earlier. Is if Gedge is an option on the bench, and let's say he's healthy, and he's not starting, it's João Mario, then it's Neres coming off the bench, then you have a Taça Portugal, and it's Gedge starting, and Sheldroup's still on the bench, not getting the minutes. I would understand that the kid's getting frustrated. And personally, my take is this: what Gedge can give, I would love him as a locker room guy, but I'm assuming the guy also, if he's healthy, will want to play.
Yeah.
He's not our player. At the end of the day, if he does recover and start getting minutes and start looking good, Wolverhampton will benefit financially from it. I'd love to have him in the locker room, but at the same time, Sheldroup's our kid. Like, he's a Benfica that we own at the moment. Not saying, like, I think Gedge is a bigger Benfica because he's from our
Yeah.
but he is a player that if at the end of the day we have a Taça Portugal and Sheldroup starts at Taça Portugal, if we're having a tough Champions League match and let's say João Mario is injured and there's a starting and we're doing okay, but we need a substitute and Sheldroup comes in, like, he, I think, can be in the rotation, add value, develop, and then next year, maybe, depending on what's happening as João Mario's aging out, things of sort, he becomes more of a regular. I think it'd be great. I think there's time for that to happen, but I would feel bad if, like it was said a bit ago here, who said it was Zach, that if Gedge comes in, he goes down the pecking order. I just don't think that would be the right thing. A couple other comments. We got lots of comments. Hey, Andrew, thank you so much for popping in. I love that. Everyone kind of popping in the chat. I'm loving this at the moment. You know what? This year, Aussie Benfica. These games, you know what? Again, it wasn't a pretty result today. We got 3 points. I think the team, as the amount between the keeper, between Coxu, between Cabral, between Di Maria coming in, there's a lot of new faces. Yes, we're the champions. There's a ton of new faces. We're trying slightly different styles. We're still trying to figure out the left back position. Just keep getting the 3 points. That is critical. Learn. And then we'll see how it goes. I do think the one situation with Odie imploding and Samu coming in, he's so loved at Benfica that
True.
even today's rough game, got some people questioning is he the right guy. I still, I think he's easily forgiven
Who?
for the result today. Samu.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can easily be forgiven for today. I think if Odie isn't playing as a new Ukrainian has a rough game like he did today, and then also let's say we draw points, I think a new guy that we don't know will likely get crucified a little bit quicker than a youth academy loved club player. And I think that's part of the factor playing in. I think he's a good player. I think he knows the squad a lot better. He's trained at tail end last season. He was playing with the team
Yeah, but I think that's part of, I forgot the word now, but it's just like you grew up with the club, and the
yeah,
club will understand that you're also nervous because not
yeah,
only do you want to do well, you want to do well for the club that you've been representing for all these years. Whereas when you buy a new keeper, you want to do well for you, and you want to do well for the club you just signed for, but not necessarily do well for the club that you love. Whereas Samu, he wants to do well for everything in that kid's head. He wants to do well, and that make him more nervous. Like, and,
yeah.
and even he's nervous. Like, he's been decent with his feet. He's been catching balls more often than Odie, and I honestly don't. I can't. I don't think any of the goals today were up to him. Like, if I place my wall there, if the ball goes over the wall, right, comes to my side and I step to the wall side and the ball goes in on my side, 150% your fault, man. If you place the wall there, right, and then you don't trust your own wall to then step towards the wall and concede on your side, that's the keeper's fault. If the ball goes over the wall, like a Messi free kick, goes over the wall and goes top corner, hey, you know what? Credit to the free kick taker. If you shoot the ball at the wall and the wall opens up a gap and the ball goes through, what you want to do, man? Like,
Yeah,
there's a
no,
wall there
that's
for a reason.
that's
I tell
why
you what,
I
for
still I'm okay
me,
with
the
I'm okay with the
first
kid doing it.
goal, I give him a little bit of like, yeah, the ball is a bit shot at him. He could have potentially the thing is, he touches the ball. He actually touches it. It's
Yeah,
a bit unfortunate that it's not enough to at least put it wide or hit the post or something. But then again, he's like, I think he's 18 or even not even
he's
that,
young.
but
He's young, man. He's a young
he's
kid,
very
man.
young. And
That is a bit of a risk.
I'm kind of,
I'm a believer that keepers are better with age, but it's the same. Ederson, Oblak, they were kids, man, and they were a beast for us. So I'm willing to give the kid a lot more time to see what he can do. And I also think we're gonna have. I don't know what the official dates are. I'm gonna see if I can find them. But Taça Portugal and Taça Liga, right? I don't know if they've announced the official dates yet, but they're gonna come up soon.
I don't know,
And
actually.
and we're gonna have. I believe the Ukraine. If Samu's starting here, the Ukrainian guy's gonna start there, and he's gonna get lots of minutes. And I think after the Champions League campaign and after everything's happening, if for some reason Samu's not doing as well, at least we've been giving the other guy minutes. He's having more time with the team. We can swap it. But
Yeah, that's true.
and at the same time, it's all good. I'm okay with that. And I bet you this guy's a new Ukrainian. He's learning a team. He's playing. He starts playing quite a bit of matches between Taça Liga and Taça Portugal because you play a larger amount of those matches actually in the first few months than you do in the tail end of the season. By the tail end, the Taça Liga finishes by January, right? January, February, it's over, right?
Yeah.
And so most of those matches will come soon. It'll be quick. Yeah, that's good. Hey, and that's the thing. His distribution already improvement on Odie. His running out of the box already improvement on Odie.
And the thing is, and I can guarantee you all and people that he's still very nervous because you can see he was a lot more comfortable playing for the B team. And if he gets to that level, you then see the true Samu. I'm actually kind of like curious to see what your choice is gonna be and all of that. Because I think like my choice is gonna be like, what? Because
let me quickly play the Shorty's video. 1 second. Here we go.
Yeah, got
Okay, so this Shorty's is going to be a little bit different in my opinion. Not Shorty's, everything, because we've been gone for a little bit. So I want to do, if you're okay with it, you can do. I'll let you pick. Do you want to do just this match, or do you want to do who is your Sharice player of the match and player of the match over the last little bit? Because we had 3 games. Like across the board, last few games, is there like a standout Sharice? Or would your Sharice today be someone completely different that you wouldn't have selected the last few matches?
Yeah,
Would it be?
My
Okay.
Sharice today goes to a person that I think I'll say it's
Yeah.
easier. For me, the Sharice of the match today was Ba.
Okay. Yeah. Actually,
Because
that
he
is.
didn't offer anything to the team.
What's hilarious? You're funny, man. That was good. Actually, fucking. I can't believe you
Really?
actually. No, because that is like I love Ba,
Yeah.
but he felt invisible today.
He just didn't do anything.
He wasn't there today. He was out of it
He
today.
almost felt like he was like, you know what? I don't want to fail, so I'll just be here today. You know, where you have Auschwitz as a left back making a lot more mistakes.
Yeah,
than
he was
have,
weak, no,
but he's
but
trying.
Auschwitz was better today.
Yeah, he was trying. Yeah, because he was trying. He made more mistakes, in my opinion. Auschwitz made more mistakes than Ba because he was he was trying. You're not gonna make a mistake if you don't, if you don't do anything. Like all he did was receive the ball and pass it. There was no forward runs. There was barely any like nice passes from him. It was just like pass it back to Antonio. Antonio passed it to Otamendi. Otamendi passed it to Auschwitz, and they attacked. And I think we lacked a lot on our right mid because of Ba or his absence. So, but then again, in my last 3 games, Ba wouldn't be my Chorizo. If I was to pick Chorizo for the last 3 games, that's hard, bro. You put me on the spot there. I don't know, man.
Let me say mine. So it's
funny.
Go. I agree with you for this match. I do agree with you because actually that was what I was thinking in my head, and I kind of didn't even want to say his name because that's why I'm like, if I do a collective, that's not Ba. Ba is so good as a player on the team. In the last few matches, he's done great, but today he was rough. But looking beyond today, and if I mushed up the games together, as stupid as it might sound, maybe it's going to sound unfair, but I'm going to lean towards Cabral because you have Ramsh is gone. You have an open opportunity to seize this position. You come in with all the hype you have, and I am dying to see Musa. I'm dying to see other guys come in. There's Casper. I'm like, if the next match Casper starts, I'm like, all right, let's see. Let's go. Let's see. I'm not like, if I see Cabral start the next game, I'm like, all right, let's see if he figures it out this go around.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a late bloomer, right? So that's kind of where I was leaning towards for that. And the other one, which maybe people won't agree with me, but I like João Mario. I think he did amazing for us last season. He's doing okay. It's not that he's doing horrible. Maybe it's because of who I'm not seeing on the pitch the last few games. Because João Mario's playing, it makes me like warps my perception a little bit. But I just feel like we could look a little bit better without it. And it's funny, Zach says João Mario also, right? So that's the other one there, yeah.
It's weird, right? So João Mario, obviously, I have not even a soft spot. I have a hard spot for Ned for years now, and I'd always want Neres over João Mario. I think João Mario today was not bad. I think he had some decent. Not about the penalties. Definitely a penalty. I'm not even going to discuss that. It is what it is. Whatever. But I think he had some great moments. Not a left mid. Definitely not a left mid. A Lam, which is a left attacking midfielder, maybe. Definitely not a left mid. Definitely not a left winger. But it was. He's always good at Panish. But it was okay today. Although I don't. Yeah, I'd want to see always Ned start. If I was to pick a player, it's still hard.
I don't know how you won man of match today. That actually when I saw.
No. That's mad. I
didn't get that at all.
To be honest, I'll tell you what. Man of the match is awarded by who? Is it Sport TV? I don't even know, man.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I honestly, like, guys, I don't want to spend 1 hour speaking of this, but one of my biggest issues in my entire life is that I have to watch Benfica. When I want to watch Benfica away, I have to watch Sport TV because it's so poor. It's such poor journalism. It's so poor. It's almost it's what's it called? Not even frustrating. It's miserable. It's unfair to have that sort of professionalism commentating the sport that we so love. When we scored the 2-0, this guy had just said, "But as if we said this play be playing well. And look at this play. Oh, it's 2-0 to Benfica. 2-0 to Benfica. Gil Vicente is opening up too much.
He's disappointed.
The guy literally just Mario. The guy literally said this I'll try and translate. He said, Gil Vicente on the attack. They're looking good. They're looking confident. This is a good play. Oh, Benfica on the attack. It's a goal. Yeah, Gil Vicente failed there. Gil Vicente opened up too much. You've just said that Gil Vicente had a really good play. To then say within literally 5 seconds that they made a mistake, opened up too much, and considered the goal. That was not 5 seconds separating both statements.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, surely, not me, because I'm a no one. Surely someone that's played football before is sat there going, is he all right? Like,
but
it's so bad. And then you watch 11. Yeah. Sorry, and then you watch 11 and you think, mate, it's day and night difference. It's so good. At one point, 11 will go, we're just going to shut up now for a little bit. Just listen to the fans. And they'll shut up for a minute. This guy is so insecure, he can't shut up for like 10 seconds. Too much silence.
That has been the curse of a lot of Portuguese commentators, in my opinion, for years. Whether it's Sport TV, whether it's the Seleção, whatever it is, they have a tendency to not leave any airtime available. They act like they're, and this is the challenge, is you have the RTP, the more famous individuals that do the radio RTP calls, which I think are extremely well done. There's some historic calls. There's some, like if I'm on the road and I can hear the RTP, if I can't watch a match, I do like listening to them. Those guys are great. Those are like the peak. And then you got these guys that'll show up on Sport TV that want to mimic that. But one guy is playing for the radio. He can't let it play out on the fucking radio.
Yeah,
he has to do it.
It's different.
And some of these guys are like, oh, I want to compete with the radio guy, so I'm just going to keep like saying this, saying that, and just keep talking. And it's like, dude, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, let it play out. Or relax a bit on some of the commentary. But anyways, and I do think part of it is a bit self-inflicted because we had the BTV, we had the separation of our broadcast rights away, whereas to Benfica, and it became this division where you had BTV, obviously a bit more, they're Benfiquistas, right? And the Sport TV became the non-Benfiquistas because you have the separation of the broadcasters, and that over the years has built up the animosity. I don't know about the mushing of the rights also.
I can be biased, and I fully agree if I'm being biased, but sometimes BTV pissed me off, right? So last game we played, not Gil Vicente, Estrela, right?
Yeah.
Before halftime, something happens, and the Benfica commentator is saying like, oh, I thought this should have been a foul, blah, blah, blah. And then before the game starts in the second half, he comes out and goes, I just went to check the actual play. I don't know what, it's not a foul. It's all legal. I think it will back. I just wanted to make sure that people know. You're being too nice, bruv.
Well, because they get accused of it, right? They get accused.
Yeah, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my channel. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's like, no, mate.
I know what you mean.
If you ever watch Sporting, I don't watch Sporting channel, but you watch clips. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, it's funny, man. It's funny. You know what's a fun one to watch? I don't know if you ever watched it. If you ever watched because I got a bootleg box, and sometimes I'll flip around looking for other feeds if I can. If we get a chance to watch our Liga commentated by the Brazilians, because it's still in Portuguese.
Which Canadian? Oh, Portuguese league. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
When a Liga Portuguesa, the Brazilians, like it's the Brazilian broadcast, and they have their broadcasters talking.
Yeah.
It's fun because I think they're excited. They are a bit more excited watching the match. I don't think there's this like, because there's a little bit of either you're a Benfiquista, Sportingista, or Portista. There's very few neutrals in Portugal. So either you're happy or you're upset doing these calls. Whereas for them, they're more neutral. They're just watching the game for what it is.
Yeah.
And they're just calling the calls, and they're a bit more excited. The one thing that's I laugh every single time, though, is these guys know which players. All of a sudden, you're watching, I don't know, you're watching the Chaves game today where they got smashed 5-0. If you're watching the Brazilian one, whoever's a Brazilian player on those squads, the note on their voices goes up an extra pitch, and it's quite freaking hilarious. It cracks me up. Okay, hey, the Brazil, ele jogou pra esse gajo tem uma giga com a bola. Ele perdeu a bola. Okay, ele perdeu a bola. That's okay. É bom jogador, vais ver.
That's like watching on Sport TV, but you're playing against Benfica.
Yeah, but it's funny. But at least that I find their bias is to all the Brazilian players. So if it's a Brazilian player on Porto, they got excited for a Brazilian player on Benfica. I get excited for him. But
Yeah,
at least it's like uniform across whatever
Yeah,
club, whether it's Amadora, it doesn't matter who you're watching.
I might try because
It's funny, and I enjoy it, and I find like they're a little bit more.
And I tell you why, right? I tell you what. I don't want to say 100%, but I'm pretty sure I don't watch the Portuguese League more often because it's on Sport TV. Because I just hate that. I'm like, Sport TV, I'll skip it. Thanks. You know,
See,
Sport
TV. Funny enough, like Sport TV isn't horrible when it has nothing to do with the big three. If it is a non-critical game, which is terrible, but it's like you're watching like some team versus another team. Let's pick two random teams in the middle of the Liga. They're just commentating, unless there's like unless they're gonna be critical to Benfica Sporting or Porto, the result.
Yeah.
They tend to be a little bit nicer calls. And as soon as you put on one of the big three games, their tone changes.
I tell you something. Sport TV preferred to show the freaking Saudi League, right? Versus the Europa League qualifiers, like Ajax. I had to literally find the link to watch Ajax, bro. I was like, guys, we're talking about European
Not even that. Like, it was, who the heck was it? It was
oh, I know.
They lost. It was the Confederations one.
Aroca. Yeah.
Aroca's playing in UEFA. And they have the rights in Portugal. No one in Portugal can watch Aroca. And last minute they go, we're gonna show something else. Because it's not Benfica Sporting or Porto. It's not Braga. It's like, so that is the thing. And then on top of that, like, someone made a comment here, and this is just our rant on that. Maybe, the bigger Shudista match the last few weeks. Forget what we said. It's this Liga. They talked about consolidation of the television rights for the betterment of the league. And now across the world, in various regions of the league, or various regions of the world, the Liga starts and there's no rights. They butchered it. There's like, even Gold TV, which is North America, like Canada is a small market. The US is the market. America is a mega market.
Yeah.
Gold TV is the one who has a goddamn contract with Portugal to show the Liga. And they do this consolidation of the rights. Gold TV, from my understanding, it thinks everything's good to go. And the weekend of the first league, the first match day, they couldn't broadcast the matches. Because there's some confusion with the Liga president and how they did the rights. Eventually they sorted it out. Now Gold TV is playing it, but they have butchered. It goes to show how are you even domestically not giving a shit about your own league being in Europe? It's a Portuguese club in Europe, and they don't give a shit.
It's like, shit, though, man.
If I was the Portuguese league, I would say, you know what? Due to your abuse of the Portuguese rights, you don't get it. And I don't know if it's 11 Sports actually that has the rights to that one. I don't know which one had the rights for that one. So they should have really, really gone down on it, right?
Yeah, nice.
The only thing I'll say that's kind of funny on this, Boris, the Saudi League being an insult to football. I saw this.
I don't talk about.
I saw this comical thing about them saying, "Oh, we should be part of UEFA." I'm like,
oh man.
Oh, okay. Isn't there supposed to be financial fair play in UEFA or some kind of thing? How would you? None of these clubs would qualify for UEFA based on financial fair play.
Yeah, that's such a good shout. City be like, hey guys, PSG, like, come on, we're out here having to loan Gonzalo because we can't spend the 60 mil or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyways, outside of that, I would say I've really. From a goal standpoint for today, I liked the João Mario to Auschwitz to Rafa. That was a nice goal today.
Oh, the second goal was beautiful.
That was
especially
amazing.
Off the back of somebody saying, "You said great play." Oh wow, no, they opened up and conceded. He's like, oh, honestly, I wish I could go. I want to go back and record that minute. It's so jokes. It feels like a sketch, like a comedian sketch, because it's like, you just said that they were playing really well and opened up to score a goal, and all of a sudden they're not playing well enough. They opened up and conceded a goal. Like, what's going on?
Olá, Pedro.
De Portugal.
Meu pai e minha mãe estão em Portugal agora hoje.
Are they in Portugal?
Oh yeah, they went last day. I gave them my socios in case my dad, if they don't have a return trip booked yet, they're retired. Still work from Hodge.
I love that. Oh, that's a dream, isn't it?
So they go and they're there for a while. My dad said if I'm still there later in October, he kind of asked me how hard would it be to get tickets to Benfica Porto. I said, here's my socios. And if you're still there and once the tickets go on sale, I'll go online and buy them. But you got all you got to do is show up and select the card. I'll make it happen.
Oh shit!
So it'd be kind of cool if he gets to go. It's my dad's like a lifelong Bifikisha, right? So it's he loves that stuff. But he's
nice.
sending photos every day. Thanks for Dodge already since I went last time in May. Every day I get new photos from. It's but I've got a quick story. O meu pai é um velhote, não é um velhote, acho que não é velhote, sabes os portugueses. Eu sou um pouquinho mais velho, so meu pai é mais velho. So there's a really nice restaurant me and Cynthia went to years back, Ponte Final. It's a bit more touristy. It's on the other side of the Ponte Bril, right? So you see all of Lisbon. It's around this little pier.
Ponte Final, the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah, it's a nice little restaurant. I went there a few years back, and I told my parents about it. They always said, "Oh, I want to go." So, for anyone that knows this restaurant, you can't just park there. You have to like park further away and do a very long walk to get there. So my dad FaceTimed me today. He's like, "Look where I am," and he shows me. I'm like, "Oh, you're," because he told me he was going to try and hit the restaurant up when he's in Lisboa. So I'm like, "Oh, so you're there?" He's like, "Yeah, tô aqui." And then as I'm talking, he's like, I can tell he's getting closer. I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice. Well, I hope you enjoy it, right? I hope you have a good time." A linha é muito grande. A gente não vamos comer aqui. And I'm hearing him talk to my mom while he's still on FaceTime. And he made the decision on the spot to walk back. I'm like, "Pai, it's a long walk to get there." "Yeah, demorou tempo. É muito bonito, Mário. É muito bonito. Eu gosto muito." I'm like, "Tu não vais comer aí?" Parece... Eu não quero esperar tanto tempo.
I feel that muito good.
And I'm like, "You're going to have to walk so damn far." Tem muitos... Mário, tem tantos lugares aqui para comer. Porque eu vou ir. Eu vou andar um bocadinho aqui. Eu vou pegar um lugar para comer um bife ou uma coisa. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's your trip. You do whatever you want. You do you.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's like, you know what? Nah, man. I'm hungry, man. I'll get a nacho anywhere I can, bro. Like,
yeah, he's like, yeah. The problem was he did this walk. He was probably like starving, like no tomorrow, and he didn't. Like I told him he had to walk. He didn't. He told me he didn't realize how far it was. I'm like, I told you have to walk a bit. So I bet you he was like famished. Did that walk, was even hungrier than before. Saw a line. He was like, "Fuck that." I guarantee if I walk down this alleyway, I'm going to find something. I'll see the Delta, the cafe, the little triangle. I'll see a Delta hanging off some window. I know they got like something of opening out one cerveja, cafe, some tremonge, uma coisa, anything. Just you'll get something in there. Look at this guy, 20 months, nearly 2 years. You know what? I got it.
Shit, yeah.
Gosh. That's nice. Yeah. There goes that.
Anyway, yeah, stay tuned, man. There's a few things coming up. I have a couple of ideas. I need to put. Actually, I'm not telling anyone. I'm surprising everyone. But
yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this fancy league. I've committed to not do what I've done the last 10 years, which is stop by December.
The last 10 years, wow, man.
It's like I have never completed a fantasy league in my life. But stay tuned. Tonight, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish it off.
There's a few things coming up as well, man. And we're there'll be another video on Wednesday, as always. Who's doing it? We don't know yet. It's a surprise.
Yeah, we got. You know what we got to do to equality rights. We need to balance it out. That's all I know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
O que é isto? Não sei, Pedro. O que queres dizer? O que é isto? Não percebi, mano.
Isto é a gente a falar do Benfica.
Wait. Where is it?
É aqui.
O que é?
That's funny. There you go, Ross. Oh yeah, Ross. Yes, he was messaging me. He went to Lisboa. He's out in Ireland.
Man.
Went out. It's a beautiful city, man. Boris, I agree, man. I was there in May. I got to hug this little bastard.
It picked me up. He picked me up. I felt like I was a feather.
Hey, I coddled this man. I grabbed his head. Is there any? My daughter has toys everywhere here, and the one time that's why I was just doing a motion of just quickly, breastfeeding, I guess. But
it was like. It was a good time, man. Good time.
A gente tenta fazer jogo, programa do Benfica quando o jogo acaba. So, a gente não, normal é todos os jogos que o Benfica tem durante 20 ou umas horas a gente tem programa. Os últimos semanas a gente estamos todos bêbados e não faz nada. Desculpa.
Todos bêbados. We're not very bêbados.
We're just busy with work. It's been work. It's been tough, guys. I'll be honest. Normally, if you've been following this channel for many years now, we've always been good. Alex, new father, he's on daddy duty. Stuff at work, all the chaos. He loves it. He's in the chat. He's just been tougher than ever before. Joe, if you follow him, Bifikista Americano on Twitter, the guy writes amazing stuff. He's with us all the time. He's in the chat. He's been living in Thesada the last little bit, enjoying his best life, spending time with Amigs, things of the sort. He'll be back in North America soon enough, and he'll be back doing things of the sort. Yeah, but he'll return. Fabs is working tonight, so he couldn't join us. So we've been kind of just it's been work. To be honest, mostly work, not the drink, but it's mostly work.
I probably barely works, mate. I went to see him on Sunday.
Yeah,
and then I think I told you this. I
yeah,
missed
Ethan, where is he? He was in the chat earlier today. What was he asking? He was asking questions earlier today. You were making fun of him.
He's becoming pro, man.
He's becoming pro. He's slowly moving up the ranks. He went up a tier. He's playing at a higher level this season than he was last season.
He's grinding, man.
What did he say? RTP, yeah. The main thing today that Ethan said, I'll tell you right now, can't find a stream. Do you guys have any help with the stream? You know, Fabs, RTP International. He's like, it's not working. Well, fuck. You know, what do you want to do? Then Fabs sends him a link. Ethan hearts him. Oh, yeah. Love. Then Ethan responds, not working. Then Fabs responds with a screenshot. It is working. And Ethan's like, not on my Xbox. He's like, you do football? You're weird, man. And yeah, this kept going on. I don't know. This went on for a while. I was watching the match. I stopped like staring at the chat.
Man, I can't like do a live react and then message everyone. At the same time,
it's hilarious. I'm like, oh yeah, and then you're in and out doing your thing, right? So
yeah, I can't like when I'm editing. Sometimes I'm like, man, I spent so much time on my phone. Like, what's going on here? And then just me going. I was like, come put that on, like, you know.
Yeah, like every so often. Sometimes I'll be on. You know, the chats, the Twitters and stuff. And then sometimes I just have the phone down. I'm watching. And I'm like, but then I'll flick it on and it's like a Bible got written. Because it's like if everyone, and then sometimes other times we're all doing the same thing. We're all just watching and there's almost like it's just crickets. And then finally there's like nothing for like 10 minutes. And all of a sudden there's a goal and the chat just blows up and everyone loses their shit.
It's true.
It's hilarious. You know what? Go ahead, yeah.
You don't have that picture from me and Ethan, Rafa and stuff.
Oh yeah, let's. You know, I do have that photo somewhere. On that key,
because we have what's his name? Where is it? There's this comment here.
I don't know why I got saved here. Trips, Portugal 2023. Oh, Kishta.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here it is. Oh, loading.
Hey, Zach, this answers your question, bitch.
Hey! There's Ethan. And then you know what? Just for shits and giggles, just for the comparison, here's this behemoth. Which one do you want me to show? Cynthia just.
They're all the same. It's just the same photo. It's just
Cynthia brought the propaganda from the.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Olha o velhote, olha o Ethan, olha os miúdos aqui, olha os miúdos aqui. A miúdo aqui.
Yeah, Tino.
Where's my son actually? Oh, he's in the middle.
Yeah, he's in the middle, man.
That's not my son.
He's holding the key.
Yeah, he's got. Wait. This is this son. Here we go. There's a little Tino. There we go.
I got the eagle now as well, man.
I'm not pointing at. I'm not calling his thing a little Tino. He actually has a little in his hand. I'm talking about what's in his hand.
Maybe he does call it little
right
Tino. You don't know.
You never know. Hey, do you call it little Tino? That'd be kind of weird, man.
Lewis is wearing higher shoes. Funnily enough, those shoes actually make me shorter. Well, they don't make me shorter. Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, here's the family photo. There we go.
There you go. Look, this photo is beautiful, man.
I love this photo.
This one and the one in the stadium. You know the one
buddy, that was great.
Well?
Let's see what I got here. I'm just going through my.
Careful,
I only have a few of those.
Some porn up or something. Those nights and stuff.
Yeah. No, you know what? Here, I'll just put this one back up because this is my favorite fucking photo.
That's how I feel right now, mate.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man! It's 10 past midnight.
Oh my god!
I love that top.
That's
I haven't worn that top since I came back from Portugal, man. Because I was just like, I don't know, it's different.
You know, I not to get weird. I won't get weird about it, but I know I got a certain scent, and you just want to keep it.
Yeah, but I did wash it, mate.
You don't wash it. You don't wash it. You just every time.
I have already. I failed, man. Although I didn't wash your cuecas, though, the ones you left in mine. I didn't wash them.
That's the highlight. Hey. All right, guys. You know how it gets. We could probably spend another hour getting more degenerate. Next Benfica game we got schedule-wise next Saturday. I like that we're back on the weekend train. Yeah. We'll be on, I think, for sure. I don't think there'll be much.
Well, funnily enough, and this is me offering myself as a tribute, like Cynthia likes to do. I'm off next weekend, so
nice.
Any day, any hour. Do we play Saturday or Sunday? Do we know?
It looks like it's Saturday against Vitória.
If it's Saturday, I'm happy to be here whatever time, because obviously on Sunday I can just stay in bed. My issue is that, for example, tomorrow I'm up in like 6 hours, 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's the only issue. But next weekend I'm off, and then and then that's
Saturday,
that.
yeah, you're
Let's not go any further than that.
Yeah, I think next week will be good, man. I think we got Vitória.
We thought it's a good game at home.
That's gonna be
Nice.
fun, man. They're fun. They're a fun side. Braga's looking like fun. I look forward to seeing the
24-hour
Braga.
stream. Fuck that.
Could you imagine?
I've done a 12. Mate, I've done a 12-hour stream, right? And I said to everyone, I can't do this shit, man. Like I said, God, like just no.
It's nuts. The other one that happened this week is that we had Braga advance in the Champions League, and that officially wrapped up the clubs that are going to the Champions League. Officially this Thursday. So I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
I don't know.
31st.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll probably touch on it probably on Saturday. But it is this Thursday, I believe, in the morning. They do the group stage draw. They basically got it figured out. The final is Wembley, and then if things happen, which can happen, it'll be at Stade de Luche because that's the default for UEFA.
Hey, we might have we never know. I'm not promising anything, but we might have either a video on Thursday night of a cheeky live react or something like that.
We'll do something. Yeah, we'll see if timing allows. Right, I'm actually off. To be honest, I get to. I'm actually free Thursday. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to make promises.
I'm home. I don't know if I'm home watching the draw, but I'll be home like later on.
Later on, okay, we might do something. And also, you gotta like BA90 overload because there'll be other things popping up. I was trying to see if I can find the standings or the seeding. You know what I mean? Benfica is in the first pot, but whatever. Man, we'll talk about that later on. Probably. We can go on for like another hour actually on this.
No. I need to go to sleep.
Fuck it. Try and find it here, but
I need to go cheap.
I'll leave it for now. But yeah, there's another leg left. There we go. That's this week. Yeah,
that's this week. Yeah.
This week,
So
yeah.
I think
it's
the last game
is
is Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then they do it Thursday, right?
Yeah. So the draw is Thursday.
Yeah.
At either 4 or 5 p.m. I finish at 3. My idea was to do a live react on my channel, right?
Yeah.
But then again, like,
I can
if
say
you
hello.
are home, we can do it here. I don't mind at all.
Either way, we'll do something.
Obviously, I'll have it on here because if I have it in the back, fucking Wafer will come in and sue me or sue us.
So what you need to do to kind of make sure you don't get any negative consequences.
Just sit here like that. No worries, lads.
No.
Still a game.
No. You just get some Spanish woman in there that doesn't know you, and you just kiss her unwantingly, and Yoiva turns a blind eye to the whole stream.
No.
That's hot topics. Demonetize.
Good night.
Let's go. Hey, Aldo Crio Beige. Deixa a rapariga em paz. Anyways, it's hilarious. That shit, that confusão, it makes me laugh. Oh, God. You guys.
Hey, you know what? Let the Spanish be Spanish, bro. Like,
let the Spanish be Spanish. I just think it's a whole. I just makes you laugh at that joke. Yeah, I know. You're talking about fucking choose soon, eh? Choose soon. All right, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully we get a good draw. We'll maybe connect on it. Some kind of react would be kind of cool. We'll see. We'll see if we can do something.
We'll do something.
It's early though, man. It's super early.
What do you mean?
The draw.
Well, for you, I think it's like 2 p.m., 1 p.m. For me, it's 5.
Is it really that fucking late?
Yeah, I've got it on my calendar.
Oh, normally it's like in the morning.
No, it's 5 p.m., bro.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 1800. Yeah, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Nice. That's lunchtime for me. Man.
Let me hold on. Give me literally.
Yeah, it'll be lunchtime for me.
Yeah, even if it's at 5, I'll be home by then, mate. I'm pretty sure. We'll talk about it.
We'll figure something out.
Might watch it and then make a video and put it out that day.
Yeah.
We'll see. Or the next day, Friday or something.
But let's hope for a good draw. If we don't chat from now till then,
Real Madrid.
I'll be honest, man. We got like a group of death and we advance at top seed.
Well, again,
it was funny. Last time PSG Juventus, everyone's like, "Oh, we're third place, come first place." They chupa caralho. I love that. At the same time, what's so vague? You see all the way here. I need things mais calming. So give me something easier for once.
You know what? I have a Sporting guy at work. We spoke to each other and we said Sporting is going to win the league this year. And Benfica is going to win the Champions League. Good night.
Yeah.
We actually said that. He's like, you know what? Fucking let's go. So I'll be happy with that.
I would love it. Oh my god. I Champions League, man. That's all I want, man. Champions League is all I would love.
I could go 2 days later. I could take me. That's
be
fine.
happy, man. I'll be happy, man. There's nothing else.
Let me celebrate, get absolutely annihilated, take some
Peace.
selfies, and
Done.
bye.
All right, guys. You have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. We'll call it a night, okay?
Peace.
Opção da Di Maria, movimento de Rafa Silva, vai resolver a Di Maria, o que faz Di Maria.